now? See, it means you guys are not referring all the examples on time. You'll be lagging if you are continuing like this. Okay, so try to complete the examples on time, so that you will save your time. In the sense, I I take some session, some content now. If you take time to revise it, you feel like the things are very new to you. You get my point? So as soon as you revise the content what I'm delivering, you feel like you recall something. You able to spend less time to understand the things. Else it looks very something new to you. You have to spend again more time to to get the concept. Okay, you understand the point, right? So it's for your benefit. Okay, take care. So the third one is going to be call imperatively. That's the one we have to see, right? Imperative call. Yeah. So imperative call. What do you mean by imperative call? What exactly the imperative call? What do you think imperative call? Wiring property, wiring function. It happens automatically when the component is loaded, right? What is the difference? You should know. Imperative is not automated call. What is imperative? Only when you call the method, you receive the response. Not like when the component is loaded. That's basically the wiring mechanism. When component LWC component is loaded, you automatically that the method is invoked. But what happens here in this case? When you call a method imperatively, isn't it? You get a response. You get a response, or you call you get a return value, whatever. You get a response from the server. So okay, so which means you'll have a button something. Say you call Apex, you click on the button, the Apex method will be called imperatively on demand. When you need it, you call it. Okay, so your method, your class method, Apex method, need not be annotated with cacheable equal to true. Okay, the method is not annotated, so, but it should be R enabled. That is mandatory. R enabled static method. You know my point? And okay, and your JS. So what is the important changes you will do it in JS? Of course, in your HTML, you will have some method, some interface to call your method. Am I right? Say for example, I have a method call Apex, call JS, and it on click. Method will be there, right? That is how we are going to call the Apex method. Okay, so now here is and Apex class, of course, can be like this. Apex class can be like this. Simply load the parameter. This without parameter I'm giving, but with parameter also you can see the examples. This. So this is a method I'm going to call from my what you will do in your JS, the import statement reference is always remain same. Like import from dot this. Okay, and there will be another import that I know that is the default one. And the wiring is not necessary because we are not going to wire this. It's going to be imperative call. So the method is going to call JS here. Okay, call JS here. Okay, within your class. Suppose this is my class name. You understand? Till here it's clear to all of you. So on click of this button, you're going to call JS. So this is my call JS. From this method, you're going to call the apex now. So where is the import reference? Get call cons is a import reference. Get cons is a import reference now. Okay. So through which I'm going to call the controller method. So the method whatever we added, no, this method. Okay, fine. So how we are going to refer this? Listen, the method name, the import method name reference. Okay, open and close bracket, open and close bracket, and we are going to refer this in the form of callback function. You know, in Aura callback, the concept of callback, you know, the concept of callback, you guys know, aware of this?
No, can you explain, please?
Yeah. So I'm going to call a JS method, for example, call apex method. So what is asynchronous function? Asynchronous call. The call go to the server, which means your apex. Okay, and the apex, the server takes some time. For example, it takes a few minutes. You have to wait for it. You have to wait for it. You know, which means until the server action is completed, you know, the controller needs to wait. Then once the server action is completed, then the control return back. So till then, you cannot progress any action. You cannot do any of the logic, any of the action you cannot perform unless the server action is completed. That is your synchronous process. Synchronous, like your trigger, like your regular VF apex call, right? But what happens to your batch apex? What happens to your queuable apex? The action is initiated. It will go to the queue. Am I right? It will go to the queue, and the control that initiated this call need not wait for this. You can perform the other action here. You can perform other logic here. And you will resume this as soon as the control return back to the client, because it is in queue, right? When it gets completed, you will catch up the process and you continue it. You need not wait for this, like your synchronous. So asynchronous is nothing but you call and you forget it, because that will go to the queue, that takes time, and may take time, depends upon the resource availability, or depends upon different factors. You know, it may take time. Once the control return back, you will continue with it. Okay, and once the control return back, you have something to perform, right? Because suppose I call the contact, I call the apex, I get some contact record. With the contact record, for example, I get some you know, some email ID and some amount, for example, currency value. So I have some logic here. I have some logic here to perform. Once the action is returned, once the control is returned with the data, I have some logic. So that logic I'm going to write inside a callback function. Where I'm going to write this logic? I'm going to write this logic inside a callback function. What is the purpose of this callback function? The logic that you write inside the callback function, the logic that write inside the callback function, that will return, that will execute once the server action is completed and you get the data, then the logic will run. That is callback function purpose. Okay, so callback function purpose is not synchronous, it's asynchronous framework, which means the logic will run once the control is returned. So that logic you would have to define inside the callback function. So that is a syntax, we have it in JavaScript, the old JavaScript, we call them callback function. Is it clear? In Aura, you know, right? In Aura, it's well defined. We have a action dot. What is it? You collect all the actions. Remember, in Aura, what you are doing? You call all apex. I'm not writing all the syntax. Then you'll define here using set callback function. You'll define your function thing here, right? What needs to be performed right inside this function. Okay, and you'll push all the server call to the queue by using $a something, right? So that will execute, that will push to the queue and complete it. Then this logic will run. So this is nothing but your callback function. Okay, so this is the old JavaScript. What they did in modern JavaScript, I'll tell you. What they did in modern JavaScript, they have two syntax, then catch. They have two blocks, then and a catch block. Get my point? So when this then will run, when the then block will run, this is a different form of writing your callback, which is nothing but a promise. Okay, promise, handling promise in modern JavaScript. You know when the then part will run, then block will run.
But there is a data.
When there is a successful completion of server action, the then part will run. When there is a exception in your server action, the catch part will run. Okay, this is another form. So this is nothing but your callback. What needs to be performed once the server action, the asynchronous process is completed? What needs to be performed? That you are going to define here. Define in these two places. You get my point? In callback, we don't have exception cases. You have to exceptionally. I mean, you have to add that logic separately. But here we have the block separately here. So the promise format given you a proper way of handling successful exception by referring the then and the catch block. Okay, right. So inside this, I'm going to include the array function. You know array function, right? Suppose I have a parameter inside a function. The parameter, I just name it as the result, and this is my logic. That's it. Get my point? The parameter and what needs to be performed. So this is the parameter going to receive a value from the server, which means whatever the data returned by the Apex class method will be sit into this parameter. And so you know, right, what you have to do now? You have this parameter, right? So suppose I have a property here called contacts. All I have to do is I have to assign a value to this property, isn't it? Get my point, all of you? That's it. You get the value in this property, I mean parameter. You assign that parameter to the local property, and this is the property you are going to refer it in your UI. That's it in HTML. Maybe using for each loop, template for each loop. You can iterate this contact. That's it. Okay, and you know there is some syntax is missing, right? This dot contacts. Okay, and in case of error, then you can receive that in another parameter. You name it the way you want. You name it the way you want the parameter. It's not need not be result, need not be error. You get my point? Any parameter name you can give. So you perform anything here on exception. Okay. So maybe I may go with console log, something like this. That's it. Hope you understand this syntax, guys. Is it clear? The syntax is, of course, the JS method name, open and close bracket. Within this, you're going to define your callback. So what is the syntax of modern JavaScript callback? Your import name, open close bracket, then catch. Remember, catch will have a semicolon. The then will not have a semicolon. Okay, open and close bracket. Parameter name, what needs to be performed. Parameter name, what needs to be performed. That's all. Hope it's clear. So JavaScript method name. So how can I place this button at the top right side of your lightning card? Remember that format?
Actions.
Actions
Slot.
is it slot, right? Okay, right. As far as you remember, that's fine. I just leave this for now. This format. Then yeah, let's include this method. For next, get const, then catch, then result, Okay, just now got it back. Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, now you are.
Yeah, I lost the power actually, the power fluctuation. You able to see my screen, right? I proceed now.
Yes, then. Now you are.
And we have I have a property to receive the data, the property called contacts. So on successful server action, I'm going to receive the data into this property. Okay, and the catch block, again, you have a base parameter, method parameter, and then in case of error, okay, right. So yes, so that's simple, that's it. Right now, yes, variant, yes. Okay, do this, then deploy. An Apex method not having a reference because I have to deploy this, right? Yeah. Yeah, deploy, and then, and of course, this one, I'll put a console log first to see the data, then we can iterate. Okay, now call Apex. Call Apex imperatively. Just hold on, someone is knocking the door. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry. No one is in home. Someone's knocked the door. So now, yeah, where we are? Okay. So I'm going to put our example here. Call Apex imperatively. Okay. Yeah. So this is my example, right? I should get some data here, isn't it? You got it? You got the contacts now? Okay, so it works, right? So you call, then you get a response. That is imperative. Call imperatively, not automatic execution of server action, not performing action automatically when the components loaded, like in wiring. Okay, it call imperatively. You call when on demand, you get the data. You know what to do, right? To iterate, to render the data, all you have to do is adding for each loop.
template for each.
Exactly. Template, page, item. You can also add some padding, right, around the button. Padding or margin. I should get a right. I apply some margin. Get some email IDs here. Would you like to apply a padding? Of course. Right, like this. Okay, right. Now I hope you can do the other things. For example, with a parameter, the function with parameter. You know what to do? Function with parameter. Where you will have the JSON parameter now? Where you will have the JSON parameter? You will have JSON parameter for this method. Okay. So in this method, yeah, you'll have a open and close braces, and you'll have a apex method parameter name colon the parameter whatever you are the input whatever you like to pass to the apex parameter. That's it. That's the only difference we're going to make in case if you call imperatively any apex method with a parameter. Know the difference. Okay, you have to do this as part of your exercise. I'm not going to demo everything. You have to try something on your own. Okay, so this one and other things you have to do. So let me. We are into LWC use case maybe 9,
11.
11.
11. Okay. And what I given in 9, 10. Okay. Yeah. You have to pay attention. Okay, what changes? What difference between each use cases? You have to implement this accordingly. Okay. So you implement everything.
Yeah, Ranjit, the use case 15.1, you mentioned account name, right? For that also, the stage name should be received from the stage
No,
name or
only
account
account
name.
name. Only account name.
Yeah, but the next line you mentioned the stage name should be received as input from user, right?
I'll change it. I'll change it.
Okay, that is account name, right?
Yeah, correct. You're right. I'll change it. Yeah, I'll change this. Okay. So you include a lightning application already, right? Called LWC example, below which you have to include all these examples, and you retrieve only few records here, not more. Okay. Limit to 10. Limit to 10. Everything you limit to 10. Okay. These things and all, you won't get much data. That's fine. And additionally, you can try one more thing. This is a bonus exercise or bonus point for you. You note. Okay. Possible. It's not Nina. It's not. It's possible only. Try display the stage in the form of drop down. You know, right? What I mean? In the form of a pick list drop down, you can also try. So check in the LWC guide. Maybe I'll show some hint here. Wait. All of you now, 11 to 15. Yeah. So there is a component called combo box, I believe. Okay, there is a component called combo box. You try this to bring the drop down. The stage name can be in the form of drop down. Okay, can you try this? Referring this or whatever approach you take, that's fine. So that you can choose the stage and pass that stage to the. You try after you done with regular input text, lightning input. You try this. Additionally, maybe you can add this as use case 14A for this and B for this one. Like that, you can try. You get my point, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. I'll upload this example now. Hold on. Eleven to 15 here. Okay. Yeah. You got the notes and exercise for your practice. So try to complete. and update your status in your drive. The status track பண்றது உங்களுக்கு பிடிக்கும் அதுல அதானே கிளாஸ் எத்தமா போனமா இல்லாம ஸ்டேட்டஸ் வேற ட்ராக் பண்றாரு சைலண்டா இருக்கிறத பார்த்தா அதான் நினைக்கிறேன்
அப்படிலாம் இல்லைங்க
கிளாஸ் எத்தமா போனா ஸ்டேட்டஸ் ட்ராக் வேற ஓகே ஸோ உங்கள் ட்ராக் உங்களுக்கு தான் அது அப்டேட் பண்ணுங்கள் இந்த ட்ரெய்லெட்டில் லேர்னிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் நான் கேட்டேன் அதுவும் நீங்கள் பாருங்கள் முடிஞ்சா நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் ஐ வில் அசைன் சம் மோர் ட்ரெய்லெட் மீன் வைல் டுடே பாசிபிள் ஐ வில் அப்லோட் இட் ஓகே அப்டேட் இட் ஓகே தென் see you tomorrow then okay make it the time as 10:15 as of now for tomorrow class okay
okay
right okay then take care bye
Thank you.
thank you